Hi there, welcome to the galley today. I have some of my farmers market goodies here and I want to turn those into a really nice light summertime bowl. And I don't think all bowls have to start with a rice as the base. Mine is going to start with spaghetti squash as the base. I'm going to do all of this out there on the grill. I do have cod, but you can do this with shrimp, you could do this with salmon, your choice, whatever kind of fish that you wanted. You could even do this with some steak if you wanted to. So here we go. Fresh spaghetti squash summertime bowl. So the first thing we're going to do for this bowl is get our squash on. It's going to take the longest 30 to 40 minutes to cook, depending on the size of your squash. I'm doing mine on the grill, but if you're doing them in the oven or the grill, 400 degrees. So I've cut it in half, removed the seeds, and I'm going to spray it with some avocado oil. If you're going in the oven, upside down on a sheet tray. If you're going on the grill, I have a little grill pan back there, and I'm going to put them upside down on that. I'm going to go in with some kosher salt and some mixed pepper. So next we're going to do the spice mix, and this spice mix is going to run throughout this whole bowl. So I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of chili powder. I went with my ancho here, and then a teaspoon of cumin, a teaspoon of paprika, and a teaspoon of garlic powder. Half a teaspoon kosher salt, a half a teaspoon onion powder, and then I'm going to continue that half a teaspoon with oregano and dried cilantro. 1/4 teaspoon crushed red pepper. If you like it hotter, crank it up. So this should be just the perfect amount for every part of this dish. I did 3 ears of corn, but if they're bigger, 2 ears of corn. I did 1 zucchini diced up. I have 1 red bell pepper. It was a big one, as you can see. Optional, but I did 1 jalapeno. Billy loves the jalapenos and he loves that little bit of spice, so I did a jalapeno for him. I did like a little small shallot and 1 clove of garlic, and then 2 tablespoons of butter. So I've got 2 pieces of cod fillet. I'm going to do both sides, and I'm going to do some avocado oil, and I'm going to use about a teaspoon of that seasoning blend that we made to season this with. So I'm going to set that teaspoon out. I'm going to spritz with my avocado oil. And this has everything in it. It's the salt, the pepper's in there, so you don't have to do extra for that. So next I want to get this bowl ready for that spaghetti squash. When it comes off the grill, I want to shred it into here and toss it in this beautiful flavored butter. I've got about 1.5 tablespoons of butter, and I'm going to do at least a teaspoon of that seasoning mix we made. So next we're going to make a drizzle for the top of this, and I'm going to use sour cream, but you could obviously use your Greek yogurt. But I really want that kind of tang that I think I'm going to get from the sour cream, so that's why I chose that today. 1/2 cup of sour cream. I have 1/2 of a small lime, so I'm going to zest that and use the juice from that. And I've chopped up some cilantro. I'm going to save some for garnish, and I'm going to put a good tablespoon of my cilantro in here. And then I'm going to do a teaspoon of that seasoning blend. Next, you're going to want some hot sauce. Just use your favorite teaspoon, 2 teaspoons. I like to put mine in a piping bag, so I can just drizzle it across. So my spaghetti squash is done. I like to push it, and if it pushes in pretty easy, then I know it's done. So here I have my skillet on, heating up. I'm going to put that butter in there, and when that melts, we're going to add our vegetables. Now, these vegetables aren't going to take long, 5 to 6 minutes. So once your squash is done, you start your vegetables, you throw your fish on, your fish 3 to 4 minutes aside, and then everything's ready together. So in we go with our corn or zucchini or peppers or onions, all that good stuff. And then I probably have a good 2 teaspoons of this seasoning, but I'm just going to start with 1. We can taste it and add some more if we need it. So I am going to do my fish on this grill pan here. It just usually makes life a little easier. And again, I'm just going to 3 to 4 minutes aside. This is going to cook quick. So I gave that a taste. I'm going to add another teaspoon. And if you have seasoning left, put it on your popcorn. So I just flipped my fish. I'm going to set my timer for another 3 minutes. and then I'll see you inside to assemble. Now let's put it all together. I'm going to put my spaghetti squash in with that seasoned butter. All right, so I'm going to, you guessed it, put this down first instead of that rice. We're going to go with this squash. It's a beautiful light base. And then some of these vegetables and our piece of fish. And let's not forget that drizzle. And then we're going to drizzle some of that over the top. I can't wait. And where'd it go? There it is. And then we're going to garnish with some cilantro. So I think it's beautiful. I think this is a beautiful, light, summertime dish. Isn't it gorgeous? I'm going to go eat mine now. See you later.